Jacksepticeye keeps throwing shots at MrBeast, and at this point it's not coming out of nowhere anymore. Whether it's publicly associating with Elon Musk right after Musk's name surfaced in the Epstein files, rolling out business ventures that target kids financially, or stacking up controversy after controversy tied to AI, labor ethics, and aggressive monetization, the picture has started to look a lot less flattering. As time goes on, more people are starting to admit something they didn't want to hear before. Jack might have been right to call MrBeast out long before it was popular to do so. If you weren't aware, the tension between Jacksepticeye and MrBeast didn't start yesterday. This has been building for years, but it really became visible around September 2023 during a lie detector video where Jack was asked directly whether he believed MrBeast had ruined YouTube. When asked if he liked MrBeast, Jack didn't hesitate. No. Then came the follow-up. Did MrBeast ruin YouTube? Yes. When pressed on why, Jack explained that YouTube stopped being about enjoyment and creativity and became dominated by views, money, and popularity. He questioned whether content driven by massive budgets and spectacle could still be considered fun. His argument was simple. If those videos were genuinely fun, they wouldn't feel so compressed, so hyper-optimized. You'd see the enjoyment. You'd feel it. That moment sparked backlash instantly. People mocked him. Others defended MrBeast aggressively. But Jack's point wasn't coming from nowhere. He, along with other longtime creators like Dan TDM and Markiplier, came from a completely different era of YouTube. Back then, creators recorded themselves with basic setups, cheap webcams, and raw screen captures. There were no massive productions, no corporate layers, no million-dollar giveaways. Just people playing games and sharing experiences. And for millions of viewers, that was enough. Then MrBeast arrived and flipped the model completely. Content became centered around extreme challenges, massive financial incentives, and pushing people to endure discomfort for spectacle. And it was clear that MrBeast took Jack's comments personally. His response on Twitter was long, defensive, and emotionally charged. He argued that, instead of spending money on luxury, he reinvested everything into content meant to inspire people and do good. He questioned Jack's claim that fun content would naturally be longer and insisted he wouldn't dedicate his life to YouTube if he wasn't enjoying it. That response only fueled a larger debate. One side argued Jack was out of touch. The other side believed he was saying what many creators and viewers had quietly felt for years. YouTube had transformed. What began as a platform for personal expression now resembled television-level production, with millions poured into individual videos. For many users, that wasn't what they signed up for. If they wanted polished spectacle, they'd watch Netflix or go to the cinema. YouTube was supposed to be different, and that wasn't the end of it. New controversies kept stacking up. During the Super Bowl, MrBeast appeared in advertisements promoting AI tools. While framed as innovation, many saw it as another example of pushing technology that could replace real human labor. At the same time, MrBeast continued publicly supporting Elon Musk, even after Musk's name appeared in Epstein-related discussions, which only intensified criticism. He also promoted Neuralink, a brain implant technology designed to allow users to control computers directly with their minds. On paper, the technology sounds revolutionary, especially for people with disabilities. But critics questioned the ethics of normalizing invasive technology, especially when promoted to an audience filled with young viewers who already idolize tech billionaires. The idea of corporations having access to neural data made many deeply uncomfortable. Once technology enters the brain, the risks escalate far beyond phones or wearables. Around the same time, MrBeast announced the acquisition of Step, a finance app aimed at teenagers, valued near $1 billion. Publicly, the messaging focused on education, credit building, and empowering young people financially. But critics quickly pointed out that the app functioned more like a bank targeting minors, offering financial products with high interest rates to an audience that may not fully understand the consequences. Online reactions grew harsher. Some fans joked that criticizing MrBeast even a year earlier would have resulted in instant backlash. Jack reacted with subtle but pointed responses, reinforcing the idea that he saw this trajectory coming long ago. The underlying concern wasn't just one product, it was the pattern. A creator brand expanding into every possible revenue stream, especially those tied to vulnerable audiences. Jack also became increasingly vocal about YouTube's direction as a platform. When YouTube's CEO announced AI tools capable of generating content using creators' likenesses, Jack responded with visible frustration. The idea that AI could replicate a creator's face, voice, and style struck at the core of what made YouTube personal. Creativity was being replaced by efficiency. Instead of asking what to create, creators were encouraged to ask how much they could produce and how fast. That environment naturally favors creators like MrBeast, who thrive on optimization, scale, and performance metrics. It does not favor creators whose value lies in personality, spontaneity, and authenticity. Jack had raised similar concerns before, especially when MrBeast introduced AI-powered thumbnail tools that replicated the styles of other creators. While marketed as a tool to help smaller channels, many saw it as exploitation of creative labor and a threat to freelance designers. After backlash, MrBeast apologized and removed the feature, but even the apology felt calculated. Instead of a straightforward admission of fault, it became a carefully framed narrative emphasizing how much he supports artists, complete with new tools redirecting users to hire designers. To critics, it felt less like accountability and more like damage control. This pattern repeated itself across controversies. Apologies became optimized. Mistakes became branding opportunities. Even criticism was folded back into the image of being the good guy. Jack had criticized MrBeast before, including during the launch of Lunchly, a food product aimed heavily at children. Alongside Dan TDM, he questioned why creators were increasingly selling products to young fans instead of focusing on content. For many viewers, Lunchly wasn't an isolated issue. It was a symbol of YouTube creators transforming into corporations. As more products launched, snacks, chocolates, financial apps, AI tools, the shift became undeniable. YouTube no longer felt like a creative space. It felt like a funnel. Every video pushed viewers towards something else. Every interaction was monetized. Feastables, MrBeast's chocolate brand, became another flashpoint. While initially marketed as ethically sourced, references to child labor-free certifications quietly disappeared from official materials. Investigations suggested certifications were removed rather than transparently addressed. Critics argued this created the illusion of ethical sourcing without accountability. MrBeast Burger followed a similar pattern. Marketed as a restaurant, it was actually a network of ghost kitchens, leading to widespread quality control issues. Moldy and undercooked food reports piled up. Legal battles followed. The focus was never on food quality. It was about rapid scaling. Criticism of MrBeast often seemed unwelcome. Clips surfaced showing tense interactions when guests gave anything less than enthusiastic praise. To some, it reinforced the idea that the brand image mattered more than authenticity. Then came announcements about theme parks and international ventures, including projects in regions criticized for labor exploitation. Again, the optics were bad. And again, defenders dismissed concerns as overreactions. One of the most persistent irritations for critics was MrBeast's insistence on portraying himself as financially struggling, despite controlling businesses worth billions. While technically framed through net worth and reinvestment, many viewers found the narrative disingenuous. Charity projects, including Team Water, also sparked debate. While raising money for good causes, the way donations were solicited publicly made some participants uncomfortable. Streamers felt pressured. Contributions became performative. Critics argued that charity shouldn't feel like public leverage. At its core, Jack's argument was never about calling MrBeast evil. It was about what MrBeast symbolizes: the transformation of YouTube from a creative platform into a corporate ecosystem. A place where creators behave like companies, audiences become customers, and authenticity is secondary to optimization. Jack and others didn't hate success. They questioned the cost of it. They questioned whether this hyper-optimized version of YouTube was what people actually wanted. And slowly, more viewers started to agree. Because even if you admire MrBeast's work ethic, even if you respect his impact, it's hard to deny the shift he represents. YouTube doesn't feel the same. And Jack wasn't predicting the downfall of a creator. He was warning about the direction of a platform. And now, years later, that warning feels a lot less exaggerated than it once did.